Hi everybody, I'm Jack and this is Raw Tropical Living. Thanks for joining me today. It is another glorious day up here on the mountain. I'm really happy up here in the cabin, been sleeping very well. Slept in late today, slept almost 7:30. Kind of scandalous, just eased into the day, had a nice big cup of coffee substitute, my Dandy blend with some dates. I treated myself to some dates when I went to the store the other day. Played with the dog, petted the dog a little bit, and just nice mellow start to the day. I'm gonna start this video out by just saying the obvious, what I normally say in videos. This is just one man's opinion. I don't take myself too seriously. I don't consider myself to be the final word on anything. Like I say, just my two cents worth on it. But I'm gonna start off here and I'm gonna say something. In the 4.5 years almost that I've been doing this thing, something that I've seen, and one statement I'm gonna make right off the bat. You are probably not the exception. Let me say that again. You are probably not the exception. I know numbers a little bit. I know statistics. I like statistics. I like that approach to life, a statistical approach to life. And I know coming into this, and I've been hearing this since I've been around this lifestyle and networking with people. I know the numbers. The people that are the exception and medically, physically, biologically cannot lose weight are a very, very small percentage of the population. You can check that according to people that do this lifestyle, some of the scientists, or you can just check that in the general world. But I don't think too many people are going to debate that it's a very, very minute percentage of people that physically can't lose weight. But there's a lot that's always bubbling around that kind of gets that stuff in people's head, and everybody thinks they're an exception, and everybody thinks that there's some special reason they're not losing weight, and that's hurting them in the long run because they're not adjusting their process. They're not looking to their process. They're not looking into what they're doing. They're blaming it kind of on circumstances beyond their control, like it's just determined, it's genetic, it's whatever. But it's not necessarily. Now, there are cases like that. There's thyroid issues. There's all kinds of issues. So you don't need to come out of the woodwork. Like when I do these videos, I try to be very careful to explain what I mean properly, because I do know there are exceptions. Every time I say this, people will come out of the woodwork and just tell me their various infirmities, like I'm challenging them, like I don't believe them. I do know there are some people. What I'm saying though, there's not the percentages of people out there that can't lose weight, that say they can't lose weight. It's very simple. I get questions about weight loss a lot of times on this, and if I really want to be honest and just my 100% honest thinking on it, I don't think there's that much of a different approach for doing the raw vegan lifestyle for people losing weight as opposed to people that aren't trying to lose weight. I mean, in degrees. I'm not saying you definitely, I mean, there are some adjustments. You might, you do a few things differently, but in general, what you're really trying to do on this lifestyle is you're resetting the way you're resetting your body to the way it's actually biologically supposed to work. So, and then, sorry, reading my notes just to make sure I'm not missing anything. Yeah, you're resetting your body to the natural way that it's supposed to work. You reset your body by, switching over from this standard American diet to a cleaner version of vegan, to raw vegan, however far you're going to go. And then you basically just get out of the way and let the body do the work. The food doesn't heal things. Food doesn't take care of issues. Food isn't going to help you lose the weight. It's all about your body's going to do that. Your body's a phenomenal organism. It will regulate itself. Once you start putting the proper fuel in there, you just get out of the way and everything will fall into place. The health will come, the weight loss will come all together. I don't think there's a big, huge, different strategy that someone that's trying to lose weight needs to do that someone that doesn't need to lose weight and just wants to stay healthy is trying to do. The biggest thing, and I've talked about this in a multitude of videos on weight loss and other subjects, is it's three things. You don't have to get all the, people get convoluted. They get into all, I even get questions, so sometimes it's almost like I feel I have a flashback and my eye starts twitching like I'm taking a test. Answer, I don't know. like, well, how does this mix in? It's some deep biological chemical, like, okay, how does this? I don't know. Listen, as I'm reading the book, I like 80-10-10. I like the numbers. Let's just stick with the numbers there for a minute. As I'm reading the book, I'm not a full-on 80-10-10 person. I mean, but then again, I've never read anything about this lifestyle from anybody that I agree with 100%. But I agree with a good portion of it, and I definitely agree with the numbers. Just stick to those numbers instead of asking all these different questions about how you mix this and combine that and this type and that type. I like those numbers, 80-10-10. One of the biggest reasons people are holding on to weight, you can believe it, you can not believe it, you can fool yourself, you can do whatever you want to do. Tell yourself whatever you want to tell yourself, but people are eating too much fat. People are eating too much fat. I see it all the time. I see it in groups. I see people, you know, I try to be very aware, even just things I'm cruising around. Sometimes I just catch comments. I've kind of trained my eyes to catch comments on social media just so, you know, I have some things to draw from. And I hear people using the plural term avocados. Now this is, like I say, this is just for me, but there's rarely a day that I eat more than an avocado. So when people are ever ask me sometimes like how many avocados you're eating, I'm like, what, is that a trick question? Sometimes, if I've gotten like, and this maybe happens 3 or 4 times a year, if I'm in a certain mood and I've gotten some really good avocados, I might have 2 avocados and I might have that extra avocado in a day as a treat. But in general, yeah, I don't eat not more than an avocado, you know, and a lot of days I don't eat a whole avocado. I don't try to stay at 10% across the board year round. I go up and down, but 10%, I try to stay around that number. And I believe if you stay around that number, you will too. 86 in the processed food. Once again, there's a shitstorm of chemicals and just bad stuff that you don't need in your body. And I believe a lot of that stuff even just kind of keeps the addictions going, keeps you wanting to eat certain foods, and it prevents you from releasing that fat. And the salt, the table salt. I'll tell you something right here, and then you know what? It's all about you. You can be honest, you can be you can lie or whatever, but I swear to, if you were to try this for 60 days, you don't need any special plans. If you were to drop, I tell you what. If you're having a problem losing weight, try this first. Drop your fat to 10% for 60 days. Get rid of all the processed food for 60 days. And if you're using it, drop the salt, the added salt for 60 days. Just those 3 things, eat a reasonable amount of food, and I bet you would be surprised at how much weight you would see come off. And don't look for some ridiculous amount. That's what, you know, everybody is so impatient. Impatient is what is dooming people on this lifestyle. I see people getting results and they're not fast enough. Or I see people getting good results and they have one off week as far as the weight loss or their program goes, and they totally consider that a failure. I know people that have like lost 30 pounds and then they gain 2 pounds back, and it's like it's a failure, and that's like psycho. I was talking about that in a video not too long ago. To me, I consider 2 pounds a week of weight loss a great rate to lose weight at. You know, because when you're losing steady, but those smaller numbers, you're not going to deal with the sag, the loose skin, things like that. You're going to be a lot firmer when you come out of it. So, but even something like that, okay, for the people that have lots and lots of weight to lose, I understand it's a psychological thing, but the average person, even if you're only losing 1 pound a week and you were consistent over the course of the year, that's 52 pounds. But most people are going to lose a little bit extra, so just give it a little bit of time. Be patient. Don't worry about being gimmicky. Just give it a little bit of time. Let your body reset, readjust, and the weight will come off. But those 3 things right there, 10% fat, get rid of the processed food, and get rid of the additional salt, and those 3 right there are huge, huge. You will see some results right there. Everybody wants magic. Everybody wants some sort of magic. There is no magic. I'm going to kill that for you right now. There is no magic. There's only just eating good, clean food. There's only resetting your body to a healthy way of functioning. That's the only way you're going to get to where you want to go. And I'll finish up just by saying this. If you're skeptical, if you're doubtful, what do you have to lose by just doing that sensible approach that some people are talking about? It's not just me. I have other people that talk about that sensible approach. Lissa's Raw Food Romance. I'll have on the end card here, I'll have a link to her video on weight loss. She talks about it. She's one of the people that gets it. I did an interview with her back when she was visiting too, and she went through a plateau. I remember that. I was talking to her at the time, 1.5 years or so ago, and she went through a plateau where she wasn't losing any more weight. She didn't bat an eye. She didn't think anything about it. She just powered through. She kept doing the same thing she was doing. She didn't run around chasing her tail or flipping out, oh my God, I need to change things. No, she knew that her body was resetting itself, working through things, and eventually it got off that plateau and she dropped down to the weight that she's at now, where she's comfortable and happy being. But yeah, you've got nothing to lose. Most people I see people that are arguing about things like this, and they've never been successful. They failed on every diet plan, every system they've ever done. So get rid of the systems and just get on board with a natural way of eating. Man, my weight's regular every day. And I'll say this real quick just to finish it off, because some people don't know your whole story. I don't have great metabolism. I was a fat kid. I've always, had struggles losing weight throughout my life, just like everybody, until this lifestyle, when I found I could eat everything as much as I wanted and maintain a steady weight. Anyhow, just my 2 cents worth. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you like it, please give it a thumbs up. Please hit that subscribe button over there, and I hope you're having a great week. Love you guys. Peace.